So in this video, we'll talk about briefly about Laravel Sanctum. Sanctum is a package that enables us to make authentication easily via cookies or issuing tokens for APIs. So if we open up the documentation here inside Laravel Sanctum page, this one here, most of Laravel application, new Laravel application has by default Laravel Sanctum installed. So when we install our project, if we open composer.json file, we will notice that Laravel Sanctum is already installed. If you don't have this package, you can install it easily using these three commands here. And after that, inside our user model, by default, we will notice that has this trait, which called has API tokens for generating or issuing tokens. If we open it here under Laravel Sanctum package here, we will have a method or relation called tokens, which is polymorphic relationship for Laravel Sanctum personal access token model. So if we open it here inside Sanctum class, we will notice the personal access token class is the personal access token model here. If we open it, it's a normal eloquent model class, has these fields. And by default, when we run migrate, PHP migrate first time for our application using this command here, migrate, by default, it's migrated. If we open our database, we will notice we have a table called personal access tokens, which represents this Laravel model, Sanctum model here, personal access token, right? So here is the first thing that you want to learn about has API token. It has a polymorphic relationship for accessing to our tokens. And then we can have token can method to check if the current token can do a specific action via this abilities columns. By default, it has all abilities to do, and even in our application we will use all abilities, so we don't need to customize it. After that, we have a method that we will use next videos to generate token, which is called create token, and here has parameter name, any name you want to create a new token for relation tokens here about this table, right, this name column. And then we have a hashed token using SHA 2005-6 here, this one for encrypting or hashing our token. So it hashes this token here. It takes the parameter for printf, and inside our sanctum.php for configuration, it takes the token prefix, but we don't have this prefix, so it's okay. We don't have something called prefix here, right? So we can continue, and then it generates automatically 40 character random string, and then it hashes it also here. These three strings here, it hashes it using crc32p method or algorithm. After that, after generating the plain text here, it hashes it again using SHA 256, right? And then it returns a new access token class or object for the generated token separated by pipe here, right? So if we open it, we will notice this class here, and also we can access our plain text token here using plain text token properties. So let's quickly do a login or authenticating endpoint, and here in my postman, I will say here, first of all, I want to generate a new user, so I will say PHP artisan tinker, and I will say generate a new user using factory. Now I have this user. By default, the password is password, and I will run PHP artisan serve, and I will say /login, right? And inside our body for form data, I will say email, this generated email here, and the password will be password, right? Now we don't have this URL, and I will go to our root or API file here, API, under roots folder, and I will say root post a login, right, function request, and also request variable here. I want to say dd request all to see the data that we sent, right? And here, because we are inside API, I will say /API/login, So our address /API/login, send it here, and here is our data. Then, as usual, I will say if here auth attempt, try to log in here using request all, using credentials, username and password. If not, here I will return temporary failed, right? If success, here I will say request user, and because it's a user model here, it has API token. I want to generate a new token using create token here, and I will say create token, and our token name, as we see here, first parameter is name, string name, any name we want, access token, for example, right? And other parameters is optional, and I just want to create a variable here. And after generating this token, it returns here new access token object. As we can see here, new access token. I want to return back the generated token to make user use it while sending other requests when I use auth middleware. And if we opened it here, new access token, as I showed you, I will access to plain text token property from here. Then I will say return response JSON token and token plain text here, plain text token, this property. And now let's try. I will change the password here. Now it's failed, but when I change it, now we have our token has been generated successfully here, right? The plain text token, and also in our database, we have a new token has been generated for the user model here, user ID number 1, and the token is completely different because this is a hashed token and has all abilities to do, and this token never expired, by the way, because it's null. If you want to make this token expirable, we can say it easily here, as we can see from has API token inside the create token method, expires at is null, which means it's not expired. We can define this parameter here by saying, for example, when I say token expires at, now maybe after 1 hour, add hour here, and then let's try to relog in again, and it will generate a new token. Let's refresh our database, and as we can see, this expires at, or this token will expire after 1 hour from now. Here's briefly how we can use Laravel Sanctum to login or generating a token, and also understanding how does has API tokens trait works. See you in next video.